Welcome to Royal Watch. In what can only be described as one of the most delightfully candid and heartwarming moments to emerge from the British royal family this festive season, young Prince Louis has once again proven why he remains the undisputed scene-stealer of the Wales household. The 6-year-old royal, known for his cheeky antics and uninhibited displays of childhood spontaneity, delivered yet another memorable performance during the royal family's Christmas celebrations, and this time his target was none other than his own father, Prince William, the Prince of Wales and future King of England. The hilarious incident, which unfolded during what appeared to be a private family moment that somehow found its way into the public consciousness, saw the youngest child of William and Catherine literally snatching a Christmas present right from his father's hands in a move so swift and unexpected it left onlookers both amused and utterly charmed. This latest chapter in Prince Louis's growing legacy of memorable public appearances adds to an already impressive collection of moments that have endeared him to royal watchers and casual observers alike, cementing his reputation as perhaps the most relatable and genuinely amusing member of the current generation of British royals. While the House of Windsor has spent centuries cultivating an image of dignified restraint and carefully choreographed public presentations, Prince Louis seems blissfully unaware of such expectations, instead choosing to navigate royal life with the unfiltered honesty and impulsive energy that only a young child can possess, and the British public absolutely loves him for it. The Christmas present incident occurred during what sources close to the family describe as a typical Wales family gathering, where William, Catherine, and their 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, were engaged in the time-honored tradition of opening gifts together. According to eyewitness accounts and reports that have since circulated through various media channels, Prince William was carefully unwrapping what appeared to be a thoughtfully wrapped present, taking his time with the ribbons and paper as any conscientious gift recipient might do, when suddenly Prince Louis, who had presumably been watching his father with growing impatience or perhaps burning curiosity about the contents of the mysterious package, decided that the unwrapping process was taking entirely too long for his liking. Without warning or any apparent concern for royal protocol, the young prince reached over and simply grabbed the present from his father's hands, apparently determined to either speed up the reveal or claim the gift for himself, depending on which interpretation of events one chooses to believe. The speed and boldness of the maneuver caught Prince William completely off guard, and his reaction, described by those present as a mixture of surprise, amusement, and fatherly exasperation, perfectly encapsulated the universal experience of parents everywhere who have watched their carefully planned moments dissolve into wonderful chaos at the hands of their energetic offspring. What makes this particular incident so endearing and relatable to millions of people around the world is not simply the action itself but the beautiful reminder it provides that beneath the titles, the palaces, the formal portraits, and the weight of centuries of tradition, the Wales family is fundamentally just that, a family, complete with all the messy, unpredictable, and deeply human moments that define family life everywhere. Prince Louis's grab for the Christmas present wasn't a calculated move designed for public consumption or a carefully staged photo opportunity meant to humanize the royals. It was simply a 6-year-old boy doing what 6-year-old boys do, acting on impulse, driven by curiosity, excitement, or perhaps just the irresistible appeal of a wrapped present that was taking too long to reveal its secrets. In that single moment, the vast distance that typically separates the royal family from ordinary citizens seemed to vanish completely, replaced by the recognition that parenting challenges and childhood antics are truly universal experiences that transcend wealth, status, and even constitutional significance. Prince Louis has been delivering these moments of unscripted authenticity since he first began accompanying his parents to public events, building a reputation that has made him something of a wildcard in royal circles. Someone whose behavior cannot be predicted or controlled but whose genuine reactions have become one of the monarchy's most valuable assets in an age where authenticity is increasingly prized over polish. Royal watchers will fondly remember his scene-stealing performance during Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee celebrations, where the then 4-year-old Louis pulled a series of faces, covered his ears during the flypast, stuck his tongue out at his mother, and generally provided a master class in how to be completely yourself regardless of the cameras, the crowds, or the historical significance of the occasion. His antics during that event became an international sensation, spawning countless memes, social media posts, and news stories that painted him as the breakout star of the entire Jubilee weekend, proving that sometimes the most memorable moments at carefully orchestrated royal events are the ones nobody planned for. The Christmas present grabbing incident fits perfectly into this established pattern of Louis being Louis, refusing to conform to expectations of how young royals should behave and instead embracing the full spectrum of childhood emotions and impulses without apparent self-consciousness or concern for decorum. Where his older brother Prince George, as the future king, often displays a more serious demeanor appropriate to his position in the line of succession, and his sister Princess Charlotte has shown herself to be poised and confident beyond her years, Louis remains gloriously uninhibited, a quality that, while occasionally challenging for his parents to manage in public settings, has made him extraordinarily popular with a public that seems to find his authenticity refreshing in an institution often criticized for being too stiff, too formal, too removed from everyday life. Prince William's response to having his Christmas present snatched from his hands reportedly combined good-natured laughter with a gentle attempt to reclaim the gift, all while Catherine looked on with the knowing smile of a mother who has witnessed countless similar incidents in private and has learned to find the humor in these unexpected moments rather than stress over them. The interaction between father and son during this brief incident speaks volumes about the parenting approach William and Catherine have adopted, one that clearly values allowing their children to be children, to express themselves naturally, to make mistakes, to occasionally break rules, all within appropriate boundaries of course, rather than forcing them into rigid roles defined solely by their royal status. This parenting philosophy represents a significant departure from how previous generations of royals were raised, where strict protocol and unwavering formality were expected from even the youngest members of the family, and where any deviation from prescribed behavior was seen as a failure of discipline rather than a natural expression of childhood development. The broader context of this Christmas present incident includes the Wales family's ongoing effort to provide their children with as normal an upbringing as possible given the extraordinary circumstances of their birth and position. William and Catherine have been remarkably consistent in their determination to shield George, Charlotte, and Louis from excessive public exposure, carefully managing their appearances and ensuring that their childhoods are not entirely consumed by royal duty and public scrutiny. They have spoken openly about wanting their children to have opportunities for ordinary experiences, to play, to make friends, to fail occasionally, to learn resilience and empathy, all qualities that they believe will serve them well regardless of whatever roles they eventually assume as adults. The fact that Louis felt comfortable enough to grab a present from his father, even during what must have been a moment when he knew he was being observed, suggests that the Wales household is indeed one where children feel safe to express themselves, to test boundaries, to be playful and spontaneous without fear of harsh reprimand or excessive criticism. From a public relations perspective, whether intentionally managed or not, these moments of royal authenticity serve an important function for the monarchy in the modern age. At a time when the institution faces ongoing questions about its relevance, its cost to taxpayers, and its place in a democratic society, images and stories of young royals behaving like normal children help to bridge the gap between the rarefied world of palaces and protocols and the everyday experiences of ordinary families. When people see Prince Louis grabbing a Christmas present from his father, they don't see a privileged royal child behaving badly, they see their own children, their nephews, their grandchildren, reflected back at them, and that recognition creates a connection that no amount of carefully crafted PR messaging could ever achieve. The monarchy's survival in the 21st century likely depends on its ability to maintain this delicate balance between preserving the mystique and pageantry that makes it special while also demonstrating enough humanity and relatability to justify its continued existence in a world that has little patience for institutions perceived as purely decorative or disconnected from real life. The Christmas traditions of the royal family have always fascinated the public, offering rare glimpses into how one of the world's most famous families celebrates the most wonderful time of the year. The Wales family reportedly follows many of the same traditions that families across Britain and around the world embrace, decorating trees, preparing special meals, attending Christmas services, and of course, exchanging gifts. The present-grabbing incident reminds us that even these royal Christmas celebrations, likely held in palatial settings with staff attending to every detail, still feature the same dynamics of excited children, patient parents, and unexpected moments of chaos that characterize Christmas mornings in homes everywhere. It's this universality of experience that makes such stories resonate so deeply with audiences who might otherwise feel completely disconnected from the lives of royals. Prince Louis's personality, as revealed through these various public incidents, suggests a child who is confident, expressive, curious, and perhaps blessed with a natural comedic timing that serves him well even at his tender age. Child development experts who have commented on his behavior generally agree that his actions are entirely age-appropriate and actually indicate healthy emotional development, suggesting a child who feels secure in his family relationships and comfortable expressing his needs and desires. The fact that his parents respond to his antics with humor and gentle correction rather than harsh discipline or visible embarrassment further indicates a family dynamic built on love, acceptance, and an understanding that childhood is meant to be experienced fully, not merely endured until one can assume adult responsibilities and proper royal bearing. Looking ahead, it will be fascinating to watch how Prince Louis develops as he grows older, whether he will eventually adopt the more restrained public persona expected of royals or whether he will continue to bring his unique energy and spontaneity to royal engagements throughout his life. Some observers have drawn comparisons between Louis and his late great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, who beneath her dignified public image possessed a sharp wit and playful nature that occasionally revealed itself in carefully chosen moments. Others see echoes of Prince Harry's youthful exuberance and reluctance to fully embrace royal constraints, though hopefully without some of the complications that eventually led to Harry's departure from working royal life. Regardless of how Louis's personality evolves, these early years are giving the public a young royal who feels real, accessible, and genuinely entertaining, qualities that are remarkably valuable for an institution that depends on public affection and support for its continued existence. The media coverage of the Christmas present incident has been overwhelmingly positive, with outlets around the world running stories that celebrate Louis's cheeky behavior rather than criticizing it, a marked departure from how royal children were often treated by the press in previous generations. This gentler approach to covering young royals represents both a societal shift in how we think about children in the public eye and a recognition by media outlets that audiences respond more favorably to affectionate human interest stories than to harsh criticism of children who cannot control their circumstances or fully understand their public roles. The fact that even usually critical commentators seem charmed by Prince Louis suggests that he possesses that rare quality of universal appeal that transcends political views about the monarchy itself, making him perhaps one of the royal family's most effective ambassadors simply by being himself. The incident also highlights the challenges that William and Catherine face in raising their children in an age of constant surveillance where every public appearance is documented, analyzed, and disseminated globally within minutes. The fact that a simple family moment of a child grabbing a Christmas present becomes international news speaks to the intense interest that surrounds even the most mundane aspects of royal life, creating pressure on parents who must balance their desire to protect their children's privacy and normalcy against the public's insatiable appetite for royal content. William and Catherine have navigated these challenges with considerable skill, generally earning praise for their hands-on parenting approach and their evident warmth toward their children even in public settings where previous generations of royals maintained much more formal interactions with their offspring. As we reflect on this latest Prince Louis moment, it serves as a heartwarming reminder that joy, laughter, and spontaneity remain essential elements of a life well lived regardless of one's station, and that the most memorable moments often arise not from careful planning but from unexpected human interactions that reveal our authentic selves. Prince Louis, in his innocence and exuberance, is teaching the world that being royal doesn't require sacrificing one's personality, that tradition and authenticity can coexist, and that sometimes the best gift we can give each other is the freedom to be genuinely, messily, wonderfully ourselves. The Christmas present he grabbed from his father might have contained any number of things, but the real gift Louis gave to millions of people around the world was a moment of pure, relatable humor that reminded us all of the beautiful chaos that makes family celebrations truly special. His action wasn't just about claiming a present, it was about claiming his childhood, his right to curiosity and impulsiveness, his freedom to interact with his father not as future king but simply as dad, and in that claiming, he gave everyone permission to embrace the imperfect, unscripted moments that make life worth living. So here's the question that remains as we close this story about a young prince and a grabbed Christmas present. In an age where we are constantly told how to behave, what to say, how to present ourselves to the world, have we lost something precious that Prince Louis still possesses, the courage to simply reach for what captures our attention without worrying about who's watching or what they'll think? And if so, what would our lives look like if we reclaimed even a fraction of that 6-year-old boldness? Please remember to like this video if Prince Louis's antics brought a smile to your face. Subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming royal family stories and updates. Share this with anyone who needs a reminder that even royals have hilariously relatable family moments. and drop a comment below telling us your favorite Prince Louis moment or your own funny Christmas present story, because we love hearing from you and your engagement helps us continue bringing you the content you enjoy.